Islam wasn't. Where was Islam? Tell me where Islam was. Tell me where JWs were, and Mormons, and Christadelphians. Okay, you tell me. Seventh-day Adventists, Holiness Movement. Fancy the Arminian movement being there in the garden. With its free choice, its free will. After that, of course, bondage to the will. Man totally debauched. Alienated from God. Because you see, at the end of the day, alienation first came with Adam. He alienated himself from God. He turned his back on God. He didn't want God in his perfect state, Adam's perfect state, and he went against God. Went against God. And we can see in so many people of the present day how they've given themselves over to turning their backs upon God, as it were, in conscience, and trying to reason with them, these aggressive people, these pigs, these swine. You can't get through to them. You can't penetrate them. You have to back off from them. When the Arminian is standing there with Adam, challenging God, and then saying that religion is man-made, when indeed it is an intrinsic part of the human nature. You throw some sticks down, he'll build an idol. That's how it's been. That's how it's been. Islam is relatively of recent times. Why should we take notice of that? We might as well take notice of Mormonism, of JWs, Christian Science, etc. Because it is demanding. Now then, it's demanding to be heard. The devil is demanding to be heard. He wanted the rule of this creation. And he's tried this, that and the other. Popery failed. Though he still sits there in Popery. He's trying his hand at Islam. And he failed, didn't he, in the Middle Ages? Totally failed. And he will fail. Every person that seeks to usurp the power and the authority and the government of Jesus Christ in this world will fail. Totally fail. Armenians may stand up and with their millennialists and say, oh, Christ doesn't reign. It doesn't matter, bud. It doesn't matter. Keep shouting. Keep shouting at Christ. Keep saying to his face, you don't reign. Because one day you will find that you won't be speaking that anymore. You can't alter the reign of Christ, of your Maker. Who are you? Who are you? Oh, I'm very important. I'm Adam. Right. Fine. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. James chapter 1 verse 27. There again is religion. Is what is right before God. Honouring God. true religion, revealed religion, pure religion. The Arminian brass face stands out there and he says religion is made of man. And as we know, again, religion is part and parcel of man. And what James is saying to man is that your religion, whoever you may be in this world, religiously doing these things that you do, if before God you've no compassion, you've no humanity, you've no truth, you've no honesty, you've got nothing of rectitude with you, then your religion is vain. This is pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father. To visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Not following the world, unspotted. The garments clean. The intellect, in other words, clean. If governments say one thing, we don't follow. We sit back as observers. Not partakers, observers. Because they are of the world. And what they say is of the world. They speak of the world. And they're liars and deceivers, most dishonest people we could ever come across. Total con men. And so we leave it up to the world to argue between themselves about these people. You know, my MP says this, oh, my MP says that. Oh, right, yeah. Fine, okay. Fine, yeah, carry on, yeah. Yes. Yeah, right, okay, yeah. It's incredible. Incredible. Okay. And so we end with what we began with. Islam has nothing as a religion to give to the world but darkness, chaos, murder, slaughter, every wicked way. It needs to sort itself out, but it cannot, because it is in the kingdom of confusion. The devil's kingdom is hell upon earth. The Arminian does not recognize, refuses to recognize, that hell exists now. Equally, they do not accept that heaven now exists. They're two parallel spheres. Okay? Where do you think all evil comes from? The pit. What's the pit? Hell. Oh, but hell's got to come. Yes. The kingdom of God has got to come. Yes. What do you think the Lord's Prayer is? Praying for the fullness of the kingdom of heaven to come. Thy kingdom come. The fullness. They already had the kingdom. The Jews of old recognized that they had the kingdom and that they were thrown out of the kingdom. But of course they don't recognize that part. We're talking about two spiritual realms. What the Arminian does is look at things secular. Not spiritual, secular. What can be seen can be seen. So therefore, if you can't see the kingdom of God, and you can't see the kingdom of the devil, Then they don't exist now, but they will future. It's always future, isn't it, with them? They're dead in trespasses and sins. Dead in trespasses and sins. Do you know the fullness of hell will come to the kingdom of hell? That kingdom that Christ passed through in his battle against the forces of darkness that surrounded Calvary. He declared that thou shalt not leave my soul in hell. That hell that is defined by absolute chaos and confusion. That the people in it are in. And the further they go in that kingdom, which has within it cities, the cities of the damned, which Christ and his army of light passed through. In Joel we see that played out. There are degrees of darkness. The ultimate one is outer darkness. The higher you go within that realm of darkness, the more darkness, more evil you will become. Equally in the kingdom of God, the more a soul rises, as in Ezekiel in the temple, from the lower to the middle to the top gallery, the more light and understanding that they have. They become mature. They're not children anymore. They're not youths anymore, but become fathers. Mature souls in understanding, intellect, sight. And though the dogs of the flesh keep nipping at their heels, yet they are mature. They've seen it all before. They've seen what has gone. They've passed through what has gone, and can instruct others. Don't take that way. Take this way. This is what fathers do. At the end of the day, Islam and Arminianism and all the rest shall go the way that it is going. Hell of hells. You see, that kingdom shall be wrapped up and shall be thrown into the hell of hells. For all eternity. Wrapped up, cast into a never-ending pit of despair. Cast us not into the deep. Said the Gadarene, before our time, they recognized that Christ ruled. And foolish is man if he doesn't recognize what the devils recognize, that Jesus Christ rules. Islam needs to sort themselves out. And I have no doubt that with their 6 Qurans, there are more. It's like the sorcerers of Egypt, isn't it? They start 1 hour And that error begets another error and another, and before long they can't stop. They've opened the floodgates. Open the floodgates. Islam has done the same. They need to come back to us and express to us their religion with one specific foundation, moral foundation. They are subject to us. We are not subject to them. We can demand of them, ask of them, require of them, because we are the ones in authority. Ask them to sort themselves out, simply as that. You go and you sort yourselves out and you figure out who exactly has the Quran. Is it those that are covered from head to toe and want mass murder and Sharia law and all the rest of it? Or is it yourselves who are opposite to these people? Sort yourselves out. It is a reasonable request. We say this to people in general who are confused. Sort yourselves out. Come back when you've sorted yourselves out. We'll leave it at that.